Riverside Veterinary Clinic, and today Lexi, my assistant, and I are here to answer some questions about dog behavior and socialization. We've also brought Dizzy along. She's a 9-year-old Australian Shepherd, and she is a very obedient dog, and it's a pleasure to have around.
Dr. Sovereigns, if my dog is having behavior problems, are they capable of change?
Yes, of course they are. Certainly the earlier you notice a behavioral change and you try to modify it, or if we teach puppies good manners when they're little puppies, you'll be more successful. But you can train old dogs with new tricks too.
When should you start obedience training with your dog?
Just as soon as you get your new puppy. The basic things to do is be very consistent with what you say in your body language. For instance, if you don't want your dog to do something, no might be a good example. Instead of don't bark and get off and stop it, it's just too much vocabulary. So be very, very, very consistent. And they say a dog, when they're puppies, they learn something new every day. So what we want them to do is to learn the right things every day and not bad behaviors. So start right away.
What are the most common behavior problems in dogs, and how can they be addressed?
Probably when they're puppies, they bite us too much. They're biting and biting and biting, and that's a behavior problem. And it's easy to address by finding appropriate things for them to chew on, to take them away from you if they've gotten all bitey, and get them busy doing something else. Sometimes they're sleepy too, and they just really need to be put in a crate, and it's time for a good nap. So biting when they're puppies. When they get older, sometimes we see separation anxiety, and that's when they really want to be with their owners. They don't understand why they're separated. They're very stressed and they have a lot of anxiety. And those dogs, we can find behavioral changes, like we associate something positive with leaving. In other words, the best little Kong toy with squeeze cheese in it out of the freezer that you only get when we put you in your crate. So we're associating something very positive with something very negative. Sometimes we need to actually get to the point where we do use some anti-anxiety medicines. Other types of behavioral issues are dog aggression with other dogs. And again, at that point, I would seek out some professional advice, because sometimes we give them the wrong messages. So we'll see another dog across the street and we'll get all anxious ourselves, and we'll pull on our dog and our voices change and we sound like there's a problem going on, when really maybe all we needed to do was pretend we didn't see the dog, distract the dog with food, and be all happy, and then they'll associate, I saw a dog across the street with my owner's happy, or I'm going to get food, and we're going to go the other way. So there's a lot of things we can do. Just give us a call and ask us.
Can behavior issues in my dog ever indicate that they are sick?
Yes. For instance, I think the most common behavior change we see with sick animals is they're either reclusive, like they're just they stayed asleep, they didn't come out with the rest of the family, they didn't greet you at the door, and also not eating. When an animal eats parts of their food or none of it at all, that's a gigantic behavior change. It's something's not right.
And what are some behavior problems that may be associated with a medical condition?
Number one, I believe you would see is an animal that's not eating, quieter than usual, lethargy, doesn't want to play, doesn't want to go up the steps, down the steps, frequent, all of a sudden going inside and outside to use the bathroom over and over and again, maybe accidents in the house. Those are probably the most common things we see.
How can a veterinarian help address my dog's behavior problems?
First of all, we need to realize that their behavior change or problem. You can seek advice from us as veterinarians. Come in, we'll examine your dog and make sure it's not a medical issue, and then we can talk about the problems that you're having, see if we can resolve them. If we can't resolve them, we have professional behavior people in our neighborhood that we can refer you to.
And what other dog behavior management options are available?
Well, there's people and clubs in our neighborhood that actually do dog training with puppies to begin with. So we're going to try to get all the puppies started off with on the right foot to begin with. If there are problems, there's certain ones we can refer you to that can really help with dogs that run off, maybe dogs that are aggressive towards other people, maybe dogs that just pull too much on the leash and you need some help so that you can take nice walks. And we actually have some information from certified behavior trainers that might be able to help us with more difficult problems, maybe aggression towards people or children.
If you have any questions regarding your dog's behavior, give us a call. We're always here for you.
Great, thank you very much. Bye-bye.